Welcome to this GFMS 3 tutorial on adding new SAM users with the most basic information. To add a new user, go into Users from the main nav bar and into User Management. Then click Add User. You'll be taken to the user information page and will fill it out as needed, clicking Submit when finished. All you need to create a user is a first and last name, a unique ID, and a PIN. Additional information can be added or edited in other tabs, except for the unique ID. This value is specific to identify users within GFMS. No two users will ever have the same unique ID, even after a user is deleted. The email field is optional and is usually entered for admins or subadmins so they can receive email or text message alerts. Email 1 must be filled in order for that user to be able to show up on the list of users to receive alerts. Email 2 is also used for email or text alerts and that notifications are sent when the user is causing a SAM violation. This can be any type of user, including panel users, admins, and subadmins. Here, you can add the user's title if you wish. Next, classify your user in the drop-down menu. They can be a panel user, someone who only has access to the SAM and not GFMS, a subadmin, who has access to the SAM and a limited version of GFMS depending on the privileges assigned to them, or an admin who will have full access to the SAM and GFMS. And lastly, you can choose to add a user to a group that has been previously created in GFMS. Assigning a user to a group will determine which assets they can access. Finally, if your facility uses a PIN, you can assign it here. You can choose a length between 4 and 8 numbers. Then click Random to assign the PIN. A password is only required if the user will have access to the software, meaning they are an admin or a subadmin. Note that only the root user can edit passwords, even if the user is an admin and has access to all areas of the software. As always, click Submit to save. Next, I'll give you a brief rundown of the rest of the tabs. Here, you can assign a time zone like a work shift or a maintenance schedule. In the Schedule tab, you can specify a time frame in which a user PIN is active or inactive over large periods of time like employee vacations. If using a card reader in your facility, you can add the information here. You can also see if there's a biometric enrolled for your user in this tab. Software privileges only apply to admins and subadmins. The description is below each box, but there's a more detailed tutorial on this. Check the boxes to assign privileges to the user. And finally, you can add any notes about the user in this section, and an optional profile picture. Click Submit to save. Remember, you can always edit this information as needed, except for the unique ID. So those are the basics of creating a user in GFMS. Check out the other tutorials in this section on a more detailed overview of the user tabs. Again, thanks so much for watching, and feel free to drop us a line at learn@uniqueaccess.ca if you have other questions or comments.